Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play. I always want to forget the name of this game. It's Wolong Fallen Dynasty on the series JG. I keep wanting to call it Neo 3. Gotta stop comparing this game to Neo, even though they're pretty obviously related. With the simple, the fact that one of the pre-programmed faces you could use is this is an indication that that's not in my mind. Anyway, so it looks to me like we're meant to hop. Like we can get back up, so this is progress. It's not a trick trap to get you to where you can't proceed any further. Oh. I got caught off guard by how much stuff is waiting. Almost certainly there was some way for me to have... Yeah.
Oh, that took me completely by surprise. Are you alright? Just how weak had that floor gotten to fall through completely?
Oh. The floor falling is what was supposed to have been. Yeah, I lost 2 morale levels from that because I got surprised so badly. It does look like something's going to happen with water levels because there's loot that appears to be floating in "You will die if you jump your water." You use meat to keep your fires pot? I actually started watching... I've got to have so I'm recording this in the winter. It's been really cold, and it's January, so I'm trying to do my 10,000 steps a day. Been doing that most of last year. Fell off. Now I'm trying to get back into that habit. And but right now that involves a lot of walking indoors rather than walking around the neighborhood with headsets on. So I've been like walking around in earshot of a television and watching Mystery Science Theater, and now I'm like, oh, Teenage Caveman, that's one I haven't seen in a long time. Use meat to keep your fires pot. The actual line, for those of you who are dying to know, is a character. This is a movie with people doing this like caveman speak, and someone says, "We will find game enough in these lands to keep the fires hot for many suns."
Was to turn his back. He's no different now from when he was a child. So, I don't understand why. What led him down this path? I can't deny what he's done. Killing his master, taking the elixir, stirring up conflict. But that's not the Lubu I knew. I need to find out what happened, what changed him.
Hamjingers, you got any thoughts?
My brother was extremely serious about his training in martial arts and wizardry spells.
Yeah, he's a real master of
All because
magic.
he
He's a
wanted to
magic
protect
master.
me. You are my responsibility, Hongji, is what he'd always say.
I don't think that's why he did everything he did.
And it was true. He always looked after me.
Mm-hmm.
This time, though, it's I that must become the protector.
Sure.
It's unavoidable that Cao Cao's forces will try to kill
dialogue dump time, I guess.
me. But if I can get him to stand down, then...
He will be
Will
killed
you lend me
anyway.
your aid? I have no one else to rely on.
And Dong, it's like, hey, I'm right here. Are you sure you're done talking? Okay. Anyway, meat to keep the fires hot. No, but the idea was, yeah, this is something like, if we keep the fires hot, there will be enough game here, enough meat to keep the fires hot for many risings of the sun. The idea is that they'll have enough game to keep the cooking fires going. But Joel's response, like just any Joel line, they always kill me. It's like, you use meat to keep your fires hot. There's a lot of like just stupid cave speak in that. When the ball of fire rises after many hours of the dark, you mean morning? When the great sky fire rises after much time of the darkness, you mean morning? See, this looks like I'm meant to knock it over and it will form a bridge somewhere. Alright, see if we can see what's... Yeah, she's like, what kind of statue is that? It's a Buddha statue that's all fucked up. That's what it is. Don't know if I'm meant to be climbing up or making my way down, but I'm murdering that guy. That's what matters. Ooh. There's a flag around here somewhere. Wonder if there's places we can drop to that aren't otherwise accessible. Although this is a place where there's going to be multiple levels vertically. Making it extra easy to for the map to be confusing. Because this flag could be up above, like a little farther than it's easy to reach. You know, there might be no main story stuff any further. Oh, there's a thing that we seem to have missed along the way. Did I see? I thought I saw a ladder there for a second. No. I'm getting into this game. I'm having fun. I have to switch off, or I'm going to get too much recorded for this and fall behind on other series. But, yeah, overall, I'm just really enjoying this game. It's got the things that I find fun about Neo without being as stressful. Oh, I didn't think you could even... I didn't think that this was like an actual just running path here. We're really leveling up our Hamdinger's Oath as he falls to, not his doom, but... You looked a little silly there, Hamdingers. I'm not gonna lie. Hello, little buddy. Dire Tiger. Is that part of a set? I don't think so. Oh no, Second Coming of... Zhang Liao. Okay, that's a Zhang Liao outfit. Ritual Sword of Chaos is not part of any kind of set. It's a +5. I should look for things with the highest star rating, but that I'm not. I know that I'm not going to use. Here's one. Let's just let's just drop this. A 3-star hammer. Chow down. We got a dizzy flute. This is giving us power gain on deflection. This is giving us... Oh, this we need to use a brief explanation of Sun Tzu as part of our set. So we really... Unless I find even better brief... Enemy status effect accumulation +5 isn't bad at all. Actually, we're probably not using the best one of these we got. This is flame attack power, HP, range spirit damage. We've got toxic attack power. I like that. Ice attack power, ice defense. Wizardry spell damage in general, ammo held. Attack power plus is probably just the best overall, honestly. Because it's just a flat, it's straight up, you can just increase your attack power. Oh, it's got a fancy new... This is giving me power gain upon deflection, which I like. But we saw that Dizzy Classic, whatever it was. Damage reduction upon HP recover is nice. plus range spirit damage, ice defense, lightning, positive effect duration increased. This is good for boss battles because it means like when you're in trouble. We want to lock this because when you're in boss battles, the whole damage reduction upon HP recover is important. It means when you're in enough trouble that you're using healing items, you also get a temporary damage reduction. So for boss battles, main time I'm having to use healing. Makes sense. This one, power gain upon deflection, is more like a... Also good for boss battles because when you... This is wood phase, spirit spell consumption reduce, spirit damage increase. These are both good, actually. How do I, I was wondering if you can sort by... Okay, you're just sorting by type. You can't go in and sort. I was thinking like Atelier Riza style. I can sort all items that give me power gain upon deflection and find like the best things I've got with that ability. Once again, this ominous idea raises its head that eventually I might have to... Oh, there's where we came in. That's progress. Let's keep exploring this tower, though. Because somewhere in this tower is one of those little mini flags. This is where we came here. Alright, so we would have... we would have come here... Like, we hopped across and got that guy. But this is where we would have ended up had we not noticed that that was there to be done. We've looked around over here and like there do seem to
go back to the days without demons and their tea.
I don't know. She's particularly chatty in this one. But what's puzzling about it is, yeah, see, this feels like this looks like it's a death trap, but there's stuff down there. I mean, if it turns out that that's like waist deep water, then it would be kind of silly to be living in fear of it. Here's a thing that we didn't really look into before. Strongly suggest that at some point there will be a thing where we reduce where we bring the water level down. I also keep trying to find anything that would put me, like, where I'm actually climbing the Buddha statue, yeah.
Get those wounds treated before they worsen.
Good idea. That would have been, that definitely would have been death in Neo. Doesn't look like I can get up here, though. The game is just going to insist that I'm not dead from that. I'm feeling bad. Don't seem to be enemies around here. Like, thankfully, nothing is respawning, despite my idiocy. That's the difference between stuff killing you and stuff leaving you with 1 hit point. Now I have to go back and find my way back to this Something that we used to heal up before. Because there is some climbing to be done on the statue, but it doesn't look like it's going to be in that direction. Oh. Have to be careful. Why am I'm being really chintzy about healing items. I don't want to just take minor fall damage and have that kill me. So did we already climb up here and it just didn't register with me that this was us climbing along on the statue itself? Or have we never been up here? We've been up here. I don't think I just didn't register with me that, oh, that's the actual statue. I'm starting to think if we go one level higher or lower, we will find one of those flags. So let's hit this and actually... This will respawn enemies, unfortunately. But that's what we gotta do. This is how I got into this place? Yeah, I don't think I'm... I think I'm leaving through a place that we haven't been before. Etiquette +5. Okay. Detox jerky. Jerky. Oh, well, okay. It just needed to leave the temple a tiny little bit. And the water levels everywhere go down.
People had lived here until just recently. And now, just empty houses, roads.
Yep.
The flooding tactics really were devastating.
Talk to Gojia. Give him a piece of your mind. And he's gonna say, I'd rather have a piece of data. Because Gojia is he's a creeper. I've decided. He's a big old creeper. Guess this guy's still murdering people. I think that's what the purple flame means, that we'll get... Yeah, we avenge somebody to get accolades for defeating him. This place wasn't exactly thick with enemies, but there should be some around. Alright, so we're... At this point, I think we're just making our way down. Looking for new loots that we couldn't get before. And when I say I think we are, I mean that's what I'm doing. I'm making my way down. Looking for new loots we couldn't get before. Like this said climb down. It says climb down. It did not say that before. I guess we got... Yeah. There shouldn't be humans down here, but we got spiders that apparently were living under the water. But it did not say climb down before, because I believe... that guy's like running all over the place. Spider's really not that threatening in this game. Armor expansionist. Ow! I say, and then one surprised me. But if this was Neo, again... Constantly comparing this game to Neo. If this was Neo, that thing would have grabbed me and, like, give me a really devastating hit, as opposed to landing next to me and like acting as a shitty little jump scare. Like in Neo, like those snake ladies hang around up on the ceiling, and if you don't know that they're coming, they hit you with a really nasty attack with a nice long animation that it's too late for you to do anything about once you've been hit. Okay, so you have to jump into that. So that is the thing that was a death. Although it was so telegraphed and avoidable that I was like, that's an odd death pit. Maybe it is like ankle deep if you fall in there. No, it wasn't. This would have been death. But it's the only way to get to this marking flag. So here we are. Well, with that discovered, that was like struck me as being the big secret of the area. I guess we'll see what this is. Dual Reaper halberds. +6. Not too shabby. Big, like large and in charge, genuine key clot. I don't see a lot of other places where there seems to be loot. What are you jerks? I don't know if poison works on you, but I guess I might as well try it.
That wasn't such a challenge after all, was it?
No, it really wasn't. Columns of Rampancy, Hook Blades of the King Helu, Elixir, and Belt Hook. King Helu, I think, was one of the non-mon. That would be a... I don't even think that's like Wolong Fallen Dynasty DLC. That's like Wolong Fallen Dynasty 2 or 3 DLC. If they plan on trying to do the whole novel. I wonder if they'll come up with lore reasons that your hero forgets everything, or will you just be different? It would make perfect sense for you to be different characters. The fact that like your character doesn't get dialogue anyway would make it easy for people to just be the same character if they want to be. But the story could be about someone different, because there's no like a character who is born in chapter 1 of Romance of the Three Kingdoms would not live long enough to see the end of that novel. It takes place over about 3 generations. I guess that's not quite... I mean, Liu Bei's son... it's at least 2. Liu Bei is a youngish man, like, you know, in his probably 20s at the beginning of the book, and his son, as an older man, is, you know, spoiler alert, he's the Emperor of Shu when the book ends. You guys are probably confused because I think you may be supporting units. Oh, damn, I hit the wrong button. Aha! Okay, so she didn't give a fuck about my... She evaded my super sneak attack, which is interesting. And then she hit me with a super sneak attack. Oh, not a super sneak attack. She hit me with a... I am glowing red now, so if you do not deflect this, you will... regret it, attack, and I did not deflect, and I regret it. So I'm back to 24 morale. Back to human enemies. We had a little brief break with...
Curses! Do we still have some scrap wood or anything?
How dare you call us louts? So what were you guys doing before we took down the level of the water around here? one of those it's good to have allies fight. Alright, well, I'm back up to full morale meter anyway. Poison throwing knives. It's like that is such an item I should be using, and I'm not, because I just like the game doesn't demand. Like the game kind of doesn't demand that you get good. I guess that's sort of what's happening here. All right, now more of this. Oh, we've already been here. Interesting. Ah, that would have been water before. That's why. This would have been underwater. So those Lubu enemies are supposed to be Lubu enemies who came down here after we deflooded this zone. Makes a little bit more sense. Hey, it's Wolfman, or just wolves rather, hanging out in this place. Well, other than getting whatever that loot is, like, I don't know why I'm going around trying to carefully manage my hit points, because it's time to call it a video anyway, and since I have to call it a session, I just need to get to a flag, so... Taishan Champion Bracers. Flintstone's Chewable Morphine. Why did I know that there was something going on there? Oh. I don't even know what, like, I poisoned him, but there's some other affliction that he had that I don't even know what it was. I wonder if that's a repeating thing or a one-time. But anyway, I was going to make my way towards the nearest, but I figured once I noticed there was a thing that could be, a wall that could be knocked down, I figured there was probably some good reason to go do so. Now as I look in there, I'm like, well, clearly that's... Like, how would you get back out of there? I don't want to get, like, off into a big exploration deal right now. Finding two of those little flags in this has... Whew, it's lifted my morale a bit, because I was really at a long run of not finding any of those and worrying that we'd miss some early. But now I'm back to, like, okay, there's... 2 little flags and 2 big flags left, so it could just be that in the second half of the level they throw a couple in pretty close to the end. Like, the chances that I'm going to, like, it could still happen, but I no longer am like, oh god, I'm absolutely guaranteed that I have to go back and find some more shit and I missed something. It's no longer like a veritable certainty. So we're going to call it here. We're going to throw down our old save. How close are we to leveling up, I wonder? Yeah, not even close. We're over leveled because I did. It's not like I spent hours and hours grinding, but I've there have been 1 or 2 points where I would just like got to a place where there was a nice loop I could run to level up. Particularly, the big thing that finally shook that Lubu boss fight, and that's another thing I hadn't thought about this. We got to fight Lubu again. The Lubu boss fight has been the big barrier for me in this whole Let's Play. And finally, you know, Fartknocker 069 helped us through the first time, and then the next time I got through with just ally. But that's where I finally like had to suck it up and just start using allies, and now that's what's made this whole thing so much more relaxing since. That's still a tough fight even with allies, but it was like even the videos on how to do this did not show you doing it without allies. What was my point in going down this road? Other than to say, yeah, but before that, like I was trying to... Some of the over-leveledness we have now is me trying to get to the point where I can handle that fight without allies, and I never got there. But the, you know, like listening to Mystery Science Theater, you know, finding out that cavemen used meat to keep their fires hot, that's kind of... I guess it wasn't totally in vain if it means that we're way overpowered, but if this game is anything like... If it retains any of its Neo ancestry, then the DLCs are probably going to be a pretty marked jump in difficulty. And I think we're sneaking up onto where... I know the first DLC is out. DLCs in this game sneak up on me. But I got the season pass because I'm just a goof. I recently bought a game that has a season's pass. Like over Christmas, it was given to me as a gift. It has a season's pass. I actually forced myself to stop and read. And I've decided I'm not going to get the season pass unless I really like the game. But that for me is a big deal. I'm always like, I'll get the season pass. I'll save 5% on a DLC, sure. But anyway, we've got the season pass. Like the Neo games are always, there's not multiple seasons of DLC. There's one season. You just get 3 DLCs with new stages, fairly light on story. I'm expecting much the same. And one of those is already out. So this series is not about to end, but it does look like we're sneaking in on the end of the main story. So keep watching, 5 or 6 people who are watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.